So we're live from the Illinois Flipped and Blended Networking Conference with Matthew and David on site. Kate Baker's joining me from her home, I'm guessing, in New Jersey. Oh, and I'm just hearing myself echoing because I've got the YouTube channel up. And I'm going to tweet out that link. Why don't you say hi, David and Matthew from on site while I tweet out the links?
Hey, Ken and Katie, how's it going over there? Can you hear us?
Yep. Yeah. Hi, David. I can hear you.
Awesome. And I'm borrowing one of his earbuds because my computer, first of all, it went missing earlier today in the conference because I set it down in one of those 19 things that the conference guy does, and I don't know where it went. And now it's just mad at me. So I'm going to hang out with Dave here.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys could join us. It's been fun trying to lurk from Twitter and try to participate from Twitter. But I wish I could be there in the room with you guys. It sounds like it's fairly active and a lot of fabulous learning is going on.
Ken had a great keynote, the 7 F's in education. I think I tried to tweet all of them out. Yeah, and Wetrick has been amazing, and he brought a couple students with him. And they're going to do a breakout session. Really wasn't something that they were signed up for or in for, but that we said, hey, could you fill a session? And they were all in. So we not only owe him a great keynote, we owe him a great breakout session as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Say thanks from the whole community. That's great. So why don't you tell us, Kate, how your session went?
So it was wonderful. I had the first fear, though, of like no one being in the room when presenting virtually via Google Hangout. And Jerry was able to turn the computer around so I could see the room, and it was great to see that there was 20 some odd people in the room with me. And session went really well. I was really pleased. It was a crash course on how to flip the English language arts classroom, and it was jam-packed full of stuff. And the crowd participated, and I was able to share out a lot of instructional design elements as well as practical tech tools and tips to flip that ELA classroom.
One of the great things is, Kate, we also recorded you, and we're gonna hope to put that up on our Illinois Flipped and Blended Learning Network site if we have your permission to do so.
Yes, you have my permission.
Awesome. Well, we want to make sure that we get the word out as far as we can to everyone. And some of those folks that couldn't be here in person, taking it back to some of those districts that don't have the PD budget, that don't have the ability to send people to Chicago for a 3-day or a 2-day tour. Go ahead. You're going to have to listen to Jerry make announcements here for a minute, so we may have to just enjoy the announcements.
Why don't I say hello to Noah, who just joined us, see if we can hear her coming in from Israel. She's waving. I don't know if we can hear her voice from here.
It was a bit echoey.
Yeah, David muted themselves, so that's good because Jerry's doing lunch announcements. We don't hear you at all, Noah. Bummer.
Not working, Noah.
Did you notice me jump in on your session for like 10 seconds, Kate?
No, I didn't even.
Maybe go back and watch the video. I pop up and then I disappear because I saw everything was working fine.
Oh, that's good.
I was watching your direct messages in the car, and then I got up to my office and I thought, oh, I'll just check in and see how everything's going, and it looked like it was going, so I dropped back out.
Well, I was screen sharing the slides. So,
I know.
Then I was trying to monitor the back channel on my Chromebook as the slides are on the laptop and screen sharing. And when I'm screen sharing, I can't see anything. So I'm still.
It's tricky.
Figure out how to do that.
I'm actually
a little bit better.
I put together some videos of how to do this, what we're doing now, for virtually connecting to help with getting people started doing this. But there's a lot of kind of weird voodoo witchcraft that if you just have to know it, it's not well documented. Like Jerry said the other day, oh, that's not obvious at all, Ken. I'm like, no, it's not. You're back. Is Jerry finished with announcements there, guys? You're muted, though.
I tell you what, do we need to go outside, Dave? We can move our party out to the foyer.
No, I think you're good there. Don't move. Don't push any buttons. Don't move, or we'll lose you.
All right.
So you've got a full house there, Matthew.
Almost 200 people.
How's the feeling? How's the vibe? What are people talking about? Do you have lots of beginners?
Dave might be able to talk to it a little better, but I've had a good mix of light experience and newbies, and it's really engaging.
My session's on this afternoon, but you can just hear the buzz in here. Everybody's networking and just excited about what's going on, and it's a summer day after school. So that's the crazy thing.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to imagine people being that excited, and it's only early June.
Wonderful. Noah, if we can't hear you, we can type on the side with the text chat.
Hey, we got somebody else coming on there. Ken, I thought we did at least.
Noah's dialing in from Israel, but we couldn't hear her voice. I had a good conversation with her just a couple days ago, and she's been active on our Slack. She just joined us this week. We should get David on the Slack.
I've tried to use Slack, but I got to learn more about it.
We'll have to put together some videos. So how was the keynote? What were the key points from the keynote?
You'd have to look at my Twitter feed. My wife took copious notes during it too. So.
Yeah, I saw your Twitter feed flying. People have to go back and check out David Prindle's Twitter feed on that.
Well, and what the best thing? Oh, hey, welcome.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
No, in Israel, it's either video or sound. No, I'm just joking. It's, you know. So, hi, I'm really happy to be here and learn, and I'm watching you closely from the Slack channel and the Twitter, and I'm happy to learn new things to improve my school year next year, and, you know, learn from other people that have done it for a long time. So
it's wonderful to have you here, and people that are listening, jump in and join our Slack. Noah just joined us this week. She's been pretty active answering other people that are getting things going on our Slack as well. So it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Any questions for people at the conference now?
Not specifically. Oh, actually, there is one. How do you get like students to do the entry ticket or a quiz or something that you know that they're coming in and have the basic knowledge to start expanding and deepening their learning in class? So
Matthew and David are really noisy there, but I know I poked Kate a bit on Slack here and or on Twitter that I knew she could get to you about how to deal with students not watching the videos and, you know, kind of the ticket of coming in.
Well, it's all about your classroom culture and the expectations that you set down in the classroom routine. You know, there's not one magic bullet, but a lot of little things add up that, you know, if you have certain expectations and that's conveyed to the students and they buy into it, that helps. Plus, my district is not very digital. We're BYOD. We're very, very paper-based. Most teachers are teaching in a teacher-centered classroom. Very few are flipping like I am, and very few are using technology like I am. And because we're not one-to-one, and we have these common areas like the library where they can go students can go during study hall to access computers. Whenever I'm doing a flipped lesson, I usually don't ever assign the video work for home. I'll do the in-class flip where I budget the time into the lesson so that they're watching and doing in class. And I make sure the video stuff is short too. The other piece of it is if it is gonna have to be homework, a digital assignment, I always budget in time that they have at least a day, if not longer, to be able to schedule their time effectively to get into those common spaces if they don't have technology at home.
Okay, so doing this in-class flipping, I think, is a great idea. Even though my students probably have the tech at home, but, you know, they have long days at school and they don't do a lot of homework. They just don't do it. So I assume that, you know, the flipped classroom homework is like regular homework. If you don't do it, if you don't do your homework, then you're not going to come prepared to class. And then us teachers have to face that and deal with that.
Well, it sounds like the bigger question too is what is the value of homework? You know, and why students are doing it. That doesn't have anything to do necessarily with flipping. That's something that's
Right.
a larger
school culture and even a societal culture thing.
You
One
know,
thing
I
you should look at, Noah, as well is I just did it'll come out later, probably the next week. Carolina Buitrago from Colombia. She works with Martha Ramirez, who also works with Helene on our Flip Learning Network board on the InFlip. So I'll pass you some links about that as well. They've done a lot of good work there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Carolina didn't talk about it on our podcast, but I'll hope to get Martha to talk about that on another future coming podcast.
Okay. Great.
How's the noise back there, gentlemen? How's things going?
The student panel's going on right now. Can you hear us?
I'd love to see that. I'd love to hear what's going on with the student panel, because we should always be asking the students. We mentioned that in our podcast with David Walsh the other day, Matt, that we need to ask students more what's going on. That's awesome.
How many people are at the Illinois Flip and Blended Conference there?
We have ILfabCon. See, you got an ILfabCon, not FlipCon. We didn't pay for that.
I corrected myself on that one.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But no, we have approximately 200. I counted 185 bodies at lunch, but you get that coming in, coming out. Some people are out and about for lunch. Some people are coming in, leaving. So it's quite the deal. Ken, you mentioned the InFlip. I had one InFlip session earlier today that I did. Had 45, 50 people in it. It's huge. That InFlip idea is a really lucrative idea, especially for either lower performing students or high flyers. It really works on both ends of the spectrum very well.
And I think that ties in well to what David just put in the comments here, that keep the videos short. My at-risk students need short. I think and even when you're doing InFlip, you even want them short, because you don't want them to use the whole class session watching your video.
Well, my session today is on using the Surface and screencasting software, where I do the class notes, but in the end I upload them to YouTube, so they have access to it at home, whether it's the static notes via OneNote or a video on YouTube that what went on in class. Because this year I had 2 or 3 students that were chronically sick, and so they still got the information even though they weren't in class.
That's wonderful. Well, what else you got to share with us? What's going on there, Matt? I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want you to eat. I want you to stay healthy. Go find your other computer.
Well, that's exactly it. I tell you what, it's one of those crazy things that a conference is amazingly draining, but it's also amazingly energizing at the same time. And the people here, they get up, they're anxious to learn, they're anxious to participate. And, you know, so often we go to PD sessions or we go to our own teacher conferences or work days, and it's people grading papers or staring at the ceiling or the floor. None of that here, not because we're awesome, but because those folks want to be here. They're excited about the topic matter, and it's something that we've gotten some good reports back with. We've got some great interaction. It's about interaction and collaboration.
Yay.
And Kate, we want to thank you once again for being part of it with us. Virtually isn't as good as the full Kate Baker, but you know, we were happy to have you, and it's one of those things that connects those folks that have experience with those folks that don't, and connecting names and faces is again about collaboration.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Really, it's fantastic to be able to, even if I'm not in the room, to be there to participate. So it's a credit to you guys too, so, for inviting me.
And
You're
thanks
welcome,
for giving,
and thank you.
I did want to speak on top of Kate. Thanks for giving the virtually connecting thing a shot. We want to bring this to other events, and I think it's good to expose it to different communities to get teachers thinking about how can I use these tools inside my classroom, inside my staff room, even extending the staff room out to the virtual staff room.
Absolutely. And we're all looking forward to the Flip Tech coming up in summer of 17-18 here coming up. And so hopefully we'll get and working with Dave Walsh, and he's badgering everybody on how we can be a part. So
awesome. Thank you so much, and we look forward to more events. Anyone thinking about Flip Learning, they should check out fliplearning.org. Catch us on Twitter with Flip Class. Catch us in our Slack. We're a community, and so if anyone wants to join in and help out, come on over.
Super easy. Also, Ken, make sure that you take a look at the Illinois Flipped and Blended Learning Network. Those streaming and virtual sessions that we're putting on, we're also asking permission, just like from Kate Baker, because we want to put up some of these as an archive as a teaching and learning tool. So just type in ILfabCon into Google, ILfab, and get you to us.
Mostly, yeah. It also means some other things, but so I found that one. But
really, attention now. I'm interested.
Talk about that offline. So thanks, guys. I'll let you go so you can go eat, and maybe we'll continue the conversation here if Kate's still here and Noah's still here. Feel free to jump off.
Appreciate it, Ken. Thank you, Dave.
We tend to continue these conversations as the on-site people leave. Since they're usually much more pressured for time. Are you still there, Noah?
Yeah, I am.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation. Thank you. I see someone. I see writing in the chat. So, Kate, yeah.
Yeah, Kate's got a scoot, and we should probably scoot it out. Thank you so much for joining. Kate's always more than generous with her time with our video sessions. And I'll stop the broadcast now.
Okay. And
all right.
Okay, one quick question. Bye, Kate. They said that they were going to stream from the ILfab London.
The conference.
I forgot the acronym. Yeah, from the conference. So they said just go to their website and it's going to be there, the link, do you think?
They'll probably put some stuff up if there's anything recorded. If you follow the Twitter handle ILfabN, there's a Twitter handle for their group, not for the conference. They were sending out some links to Periscope feeds, although I had mixed results with that. I saw part of Kate's session, but it ended after about 10 minutes, and the keynote seemed to die after about 4 minutes. So I'm not sure what the status is, but like Matt said, they're going to go get permission for the recordings, and they'll be posting those later.
Okay, great, excellent. So
I'll share that with the Flip Class community via Slack and Twitter, etc. And I'm sure Kelly Walsh, who's listening to us now, will probably also send that up on our Flip Learning Network website.
Okay, great, excellent.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you too. Okay,
so
I'm waving. I'm virtually waving. I don't know.
Wonderful.
My camera on my cell phone and the mic didn't work.
Joining from Mexico and joining from Israel and New Jersey, as well as on site in Illinois. Thank you very much, everybody. And I'll close out the session for now.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.